They ask you questions, give them answers. You on the show to spill the truth, no need to lie, cause you wanna look cool, be authentic. If you ran the streets, tell the story how it really went, because somebody like me might know how it really went. Steve J, Adam A, Rose City vets, Shotgun Big A, if you know the rest. It's more than a podcast and people letting out stress. It's even more better, we be sharing our success.
It's hard, man. You know, it's hard. But then again, you know, like, you know, I think a lot of things, like I try not to sweat all the little shit. I try not to stress. You know, if you have a big mound of dirt to shovel, I don't say, damn, I got to move that mound of dirt over there. I just, one shovel at a time, man. I just start doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know eventually it's not going to be a big mound of dirt no more. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, so one thing I can tell you is, you know, you can find all these books on success, you know, the blueprint for success and all this shit. And I'm going to tell you that success is not universal. What worked for this man is not going to work for another man.
I agree with that.
But one thing I can tell you is that failure is universal. If you do the same shit that this person did and he failed, you will fail. Guaranteed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know, and it takes some time. And, you know, the one thing with me is, and I know this, you know, that I was never going to get better until I was ready. And nobody else will ever get better until they're ready.
Say, nobody will get better unless they want to.
If you're trying to fight it shit ain't going to happen for you. And even then, if you want it, it may not even happen for you. But at the same time, and a lot of people don't realize this. They think they're letting other people down. They're not. They're letting themselves down. You know, some people be like, well, I don't have these abandonment issues. And you're like, well, you do have abandonment issues, because once you started becoming an addict, you abandon yourself. Yeah. You know, and I mean, where do you go from there? You know what I'm saying? You have to be honest with yourself. And once you start believing your own bullshit, you become a danger to everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, I know you doing dope and all that. That shit still bother you, like?
Nah, man. Nah, you know what, man? You could rip my arm off right now. You guys could split me down in two, and I would. You couldn't give me a pill. I laugh at you right in your face. Yeah. I would rather be in pain for a couple of weeks than the rest of my life. Yeah. I'm done. I can tell you though, when it comes to like coke and stuff like that, I still get a little sick in my stomach thinking about it. And you know, the way I see it is like this, man. One of the biggest hurdles that I had to overcome, because I've been on a substance in one form or another, be it marijuana, be it cocaine, be it crack, be it LSD, mushrooms, dope, pills, whatever it may be, since I was, you know, 9, 10 years old, you know what I'm saying? And one of the biggest hurdles for me was to look at my future and say, man, I gotta live the rest of my life sober, you know, drug-free. And, you know, it kind of impeded my progress. I realized that I didn't have to be sober for the rest of my life. I just had to be sober for today. Yeah. And then I was going to start again the next day, and then start again the next day. I can tell you, you know, relapse, it's not the end, man. Yeah. Relapse is a part of recovery. You have an addictive personality too, like I do. Hyper, you know. Yeah, I do have an addictive personality, and you know, thank whoever that I don't, you know, never even seen methamphetamine, or because I read stuff about that, and they say that's like 100 times cocaine. You know what I'm saying? The chemicals that it produces in your brain. I mean, thank God I never, you know, knew the PCP crowd or the methamphetamine crowd, because if I was exposed to this sort of thing, I'm not gonna lie, man, I ain't gonna candy coat it. I probably would have got fucked up on it. You know what I'm saying? Did you ever OD? No, luckily enough, but I did end up in a lot of ditches, you know, wrecked a lot of cars, you know what I'm saying? Were you around people that died, OD'd while you were around? So, yeah, I you know, since this epidemic started, I can't even count. and I can't even, I would have to sit down and make a list of the countless number of people that we've all lost.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I know a lot of people.
What would you say was your breaking point that made you say, fuck this no more?
I didn't want to be alive, man. And the worst part is I got high because I felt like a piece of shit. And the more I got high, the bigger piece of shit I felt like. And it was vicious, but I always knew, I knew wrong from right. Rationally, I could rationalize with myself, but I couldn't, it wasn't black and white. And, the people who try to say it's black and white, just quit. Well, take this in mind. There's people that every time they get high, they know that there's a chance that they're gonna die, and they still do it. They still do it. They see on the news that this particular fentanyl or dope is killing all these people, and the first thing they want to do is they want to go find that because that's the good stuff. So you tell me it's black and white. There was a time that I thought it was nature versus nurture, and it was, it was definitely nurture. Bullshit. It's a little bit of both. Because I met people that all they seen was a drug life since they were a child, and you know what I'm saying? And you say, well, they still had a choice. Well, no, they didn't know they had a choice. That's the problem. They didn't know they had a choice, so they did what they see. They coveted what they see. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think some of your childhood had part to do with all the shit you've been
what,
through?
man, I had a fucked up childhood. My sister was kidnapped when she was 2 years old. I didn't meet her until I was 18. One of my brothers was taken away from my mother when I was too young to remember. And I met him right around when I was 17. And then for one reason or the other, we just, I don't know if there was some kind of beef, but we stopped talking to each other, and it's been 30 years. And I'm just now, in the last month, reconnected with him. And I'm having the time of my life, man. I really.
You had other family too, right? That you didn't know about?
I got a ton of family. I got, like I said, I got 5 brothers and 5 sisters,
How did that make you feel now knowing you had all that family and then all of a sudden bang?
Well, no, I always knew I had them.
Oh, you did? You just
always knew I had them all, but we just,
never got around each other?
We weren't all tight,
Do you think it was your drug problem?
Well, no, I can tell you that the problem with my family was never my drugs, because I haven't been a drug addict all my life.
Right.
I smoked a lot of weed, did a lot of partying, but I didn't really have. It never really became a problem for me until after my wife had passed, and and I was carrying a lot of weight. But even before then, I didn't spend a lot of holidays and stuff with family because I just, I don't know, I couldn't, I have, and I know maybe other people experience this, even in the best years of my life, and around the holidays and stuff like that, I get very depressed. To the point to where, I just, I wouldn't say I want to kill myself, because I might say or think, man, I want to kill myself, but I could never do it, you know what I'm saying? I'm the kind of guy that goes out and has 20 grand in the bank on Christmas Eve and starts his Christmas shopping then, because that's the only thing that's going to make me feel better. You know what I'm saying? And I'll blow it all on everybody. And my family is so vast, I just, if I can't do for everybody, I just kind of stayed away. And it hurts that I lost that time with these people. You know what I'm saying? Because it's my family, and for one reason or another, in stupid decisions that I've made in the past and in the recent past, I lost a lot of time with people that cared for me. And the crazy thing is you start to lead this life when you get into addiction, that all these people who are not your people, your family, your friends, you think the world of them, and you do anything or whatever else, and you lie and you deceive the people that love you and you should be surrounding yourself with. It's fucking crazy. And what's even crazier is being cognizant of all that shit and still doing it, man. You know, still doing it. You know, and I'd like to use the excuse and say, hey, you know, that wasn't me. But you know what? To a point, it was me. You know what I'm saying? It started somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They ask
I'm
you
not trying
questions,
to.
give them answers. You on the show to spill the truth, no need to lie, cause you wanna look cool, be authentic. If you ran the streets, tell the story how it really went, because somebody like me might know how it really went. They ask you questions, give them answers. You on the show to spill the truth, no need to lie, cause you wanna look cool, be authentic. If you ran the streets, tell the story how it really went, because somebody like me might know how it really went. They ask you questions, give them answers. You on the show to spill the truth, no need to lie, cause you wanna look cool, be authentic. If you ran the streets, tell the story how it really went, because somebody like me might know how it really went. They ask you questions, give them answers. You on the show to spill the truth, no need to lie, cause you wanna look cool, be authentic. If you ran the streets, tell the story how it really went, because somebody like me might know how it really went. They ask you questions, give them answers. You on the show to spill the truth, no need to lie, cause you wanna look cool, be authentic. If you ran the streets, tell the story how it really went, because somebody like me